I forget the model number. Audio-Technica broadcast headset mic, and we got a couple of these refurbished from B&H to use as we podcast here because one of our members bought a few for herself to create kind of a mobile podcasting setup, and oh, they just sound so good. If you ever listen to Kelly Ray's One Conversation at a Time podcast for the last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 episodes, she's produced all of them using these headsets, and they sound fantastic. And so kind of have audio envy, and so we ordered a couple of these to have in the studio for stuff like this, and but primarily for recording podcasts. Ordered these things. They were delivered on September 8th, but they weren't delivered here. They were delivered to the building across the street. We're 207 East Main, they're 200 East Main. And the building across the street is offices and apartments. I have no idea who lives or works there. So one day I figured out, this is probably 10 days ago, I figured out what the problem was. And so I went over to that building and I just started knocking on doors. And I asked the lawyer on the ground floor and his secretary, do you know anything about this package? And of course, they didn't know anything. So I rode up to the 7th floor and asked up there, do you know anything about this package? No, they didn't know anything there. So finally, let's see, I printed off a little sign to put up in their mailroom over there that just said, hey, a mistake happened, a package got delivered over here. If you see it, can you bring it back to us? It means a lot to us. Probably won't mean a lot to you because it's a headset mic with a mic input. It's not like you can plug it into your computer and use it. You can't use it for gaming or anything like that unless you have this complicated setup. So, and then I came back after I posted that sign, and I get on social media. I post a picture of the building, and I say, hey, if you live in this building, or you know somebody who lives or works in this building, can you put me in touch with them? And so all that afternoon, I'm DMing, I'm calling all these strangers just to say, hey, there was this package. I don't know. It could be there somewhere. If you see it, let me know. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Figured it was a done deal and gone forever, and we just kind of mentally wrote off a couple $100 for these headsets. So, bummer, right? So I'm sitting yesterday, I'm talking about it with Brad Weems at the gym. We were training, and he asked me about whatever happened with those mics, and I said, they're just gone. And in my head, I'm like, gosh, should we just reorder some? Should we just reorder, just chalk up, right off the $200 or whatever it was, and just reorder some so that we'll have these things because we like them so much? I said, no, I shouldn't do that. That's just kind of good money after bad. And so that was that. Kind of resigned myself to that. I come back to the office yesterday afternoon. I've been running all over, had to run my boys to sports and all this stuff and get them all over, and come back in to help record Craig Charles's Crown Cuts Barber College Success podcast for Crown Cuts Academy. And sitting in front of our door out here is a box from B&H Electronics with my note attached to it. And whoever got this package has carried it across the street, laid it gently at our doorstep, and the mics were here. Now, there was a note at the top that said, hey, I've tried to reach you 2 times, left voice messages, and you never returned the call. So I don't know what that was all about because there weren't phone numbers on there on the package, so I don't know what phone number they were using. But if that somehow was you that was trying to reach us, I'm so sorry. And it really means a lot to us that you carry these back across the street and got them in their rightful owner's hands. So I'll tell you what, only in Johnson City, Tennessee does stuff like that happen. It's just truly amazing that you can know enough people and connect enough dots that the word will get out somehow, and we've got these headsets back in our hands. So that's the good news for today. I just wanted to share that with you. It's pretty fun, pretty exciting, and we're excited to put these things to work. Anyhow, what's going on in your world today? That's what I'm curious about. How can we be helpful? One way that we're trying to be helpful later on this week is Thursday at noon Eastern. We have another webinar. We're just drilling you with webinars, I know, but we just want you to have a lot of great information. So Thursday at noon, we're teaching Social Media Copywriting 101. So if you find yourself handling social media for your company or a nonprofit or church or just yourself and you're not getting the results you want, or you just, when you sit down to write, you're like, I'll write the same thing over and over and over again. We'll teach you a couple things on this webinar. So one, we'll teach you some headline and title writing formulas that will kind of catch people's attention and maybe be a little bit more effective than what you may have been doing so far. And we'll teach you a couple frameworks, a couple patterns or systems you can use that are almost impossible to remember. So you'll always have these things with you that you can use to structure everything from, you can structure a tiny Instagram post with these things to an entire, essay, sales letter, blog post, whatever. You could build, an entire lesson or course using this framework. So that's what we're going to do. And again, this is not master's level stuff. So you don't have to have an English degree. You don't have to, be, super up to date on the best, most technical grammar. This is just a social media copywriting 101. We think it'll be fun. We'll have you work through a couple exercises so that you can practice, you can flex that muscle, and we'll get you in and out in an hour at 12 o'clock this Thursday. I will drop the link to that webinar, the registration link. It's free. I'll drop the registration link down in the comments on this post. When this goes to Facebook, I probably won't come back around to Twitter and YouTube and post that link, but I'll drop it on our Facebook page. So that's it for today. Leighton Hart from Market Street Media. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again real soon. If there's something we can do for you, say the word.